double-sided dueling Yu-Gi-Oh playmat, which I'm going to be using if I go to start tournaments again, or just for fun play when I have friends over, or I go to a friend's house. I mean, like my friend Jesse, Monroe Trojan Man. I mean, we normally duel, but I always wanted one of these because I have tons of like the hardcover mats from the legendary collections, as well as a few rubber ones. I had a Yugi one that was from the one of the gold series. Um, Sadly, we didn't get the one that had Kaiba and Yugi on it. We got either Yugi or Kaiba. I had both, but I gave it to my friend Josh a long time ago. But I have still have the Kaiba one, and then I have a few of the battle pack mats. But I always wanted one of these double-sided playmats. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is my deck profile on the Frightfur. We are getting two new Frightfur soon. That's going to be Frightfur Kraken and Frightfur Daredevil. Daredevil looks like it's going to probably be in a premium pack. Or who knows, we might get it in the Duelist Generation. But Frightfur Kraken, we're getting that in Fusion Enforcers, which I am going to be getting a box of that come next payday. I'm going to pre-order a box of that so I can do a box opening, because I haven't done a box opening in a while. I think the last box I did was, actually the only box I did was the Dragons of Legend 2. So this will be the second box opening I do. Then I'll get more boxes once more interesting packs come out. Interesting to me. There are tons of interesting packs out, just none that interest me. I'm mostly for fusions. So a pack all about fusion cards, like the Invoked and the Eidolon, I think it's pronounced. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make an Eidolon deck. But let's just get started with the deck profile here, shall we? So starting off, I run 3 Edgemp Chain. Pretty much standard fuse him to bring out a Sabretooth, or when they come out like Daredevil or Kraken, then use its effect to add Frightfur Fusion to the hand. Then you can banish him again and a Fluffle monster in your grave to bring out another Kraken, Daredevil, or Sabretooth. So pretty standard there. 3 King of the Swamp. He's pretty much your polymerization searcher because you're using 3 polymerizations, as well as he counts as any of the material. So he can be Edgemp Saw, Edgemp Chain, Edgemp Sabers. He just won't really work for the Sabretooth because Sabretooth is specific on any Fluffle and any Frightfur Fusion, any Fluffle or Edgemp, which his name is not that. So his effect wouldn't work there for Sabretooth. 3 Fluffle Dog. Pretty much your searcher for sabers, and well, to add sabers to your hand, or pretty much if you want to go for Owl to get your polymerization, or whatever Fluffle you want. The deck I bought didn't come with 3 Fright Fluffle Bears. It came with 2, so I'm gonna have to order one. That's why this one's still proxy. But 3 Fluffle Bears. Pretty much send him to the graveyard to use Vendor. It's gonna have to be set, so you're gonna have to wait another turn to activate it. Also, if you want your polymerization back, just tribute him to add polymerization to your hand. Use polymerization, fusion, summon. Then have Frightfur Factory out, banish that polymerization, and go for another fusion. 3 Fluffle Wings in here because Vendor gives you extra draw. When it's sent to the graveyard and Vendor's on your field, you get an additional draw. Then you can banish it and Vendor to draw another card. 3 Fluffle Mouse. Pretty much just fusion materials. Just summon, have one on the field, use the effect to bring out 2 more. Then you have 1 Frightfur Fusion monster. Boom! You have 4 materials for either that for Sabretooth to make him unaffected and not be able to be destroyed by card effect, or just fuse these three with the Frightfur or Edgeup Sabers. Bring out Frightfur Wolf, and your Wolf can attack 3 times. 2 Fluffle Sheep instead of 3. I haven't really had this card drawn to my hand, so pretty much have another Fluffle on your field. Special summon Sheep. Believe, is it destroyed or if it? Okay, so you return another Fluffle from your field to your hand, then you can add an Edgeup monster from your grave or your deck to your hand. So pretty much you can add back your Edgeups that have been fusioned already to pretty much go for another fusion using them. So pretty standard there. 2 Edgeup Sabers. He's pretty much your main Edgeup you need for fusions like Wolf, Frightfur Bear, Tiger. Pretty much those. And 1 Fluffle Owl, because you don't really need 2 or 3 in this build. You already have your King of the Swamp as Searcher. Well, that does it for the monsters, not for the spells. 3 Toy Vendors. Pretty much your draw power. Plus, there is the occasion where you'll use it, discard a card like Wings, and have polymerization in your graveyard, or sending polymer. Sorry, let me word this right. You draw polymerization using it, and you discard it because it's not a Fluffle monster. Well, polymerization's now in your grave, and you have Fluffle. I think it's Frightfur Factory. A Frightfur Factory on your field. Then you can use Frightfur Factory, banish that polymerization, or who knows, summon Frightfur Bear to add that polymerization to your hand. And then yeah, you can go for a fusion either way. But that's pretty much for your draw power. 3 Frightfur Fusion, standard. Use polymerization to fuse, and then use this to banish those materials to fuse again. Pretty much standard there. 3 polymerizations, pretty standard card, just using it for your fusions, because this is a fusion deck. 2 Frightfur Factory, because in case you need a little extra fusions, you can just banish those fusion cards you don't need, like polymerization or Frightfur Fusion. I don't have 2 Twin Twisters, and I'm using 1 Twin Twister in my Different Dimension Demon deck, so I run 2 MSTs instead. As soon as I get enough money to get 2 more, I will add. I'm probably going to get 3. 2 for this deck, and another for the Different Dimension Demons, or probably for my Cubics. Most likely for the Cubics. Then Lightning Vortex to replace Regeki. Discard a card so you can send your polymerization to the grave to get off your Frightfur Factory. Like, okay, let's say you don't have any monsters in your hand to use polymerization yet, and your opponent has a lot of attack position monsters. Well, discard the polymerization to use Lightning Vortex to dispose of all those monsters. Then just wait a little bit to use Frightfur Factory, and then boom, you can fusion summon. That's it for the spells. I had a Regeki, but I traded it a while ago. Probably should have kept it, but I'll get another one eventually, and then add it. That is if I still use Frightfurs by then. Now for the traps, I only really run 3. And that's 2 Fusion Reserve and Fluffle Crane. Don't mind the TV, it just came back on. Some experts insist. Sorry about that. But anyway, you could substitute Fluffle Crane for Solemn Warning, but I only put Crane in here only because it gives you 1 extra draw, like 1 card. Plus, I think it does bring back a Fluffle to your hand. Yeah. Well, that does it for the main deck. Now for the extra deck. I run 2 Frightfur Sabertooth. Him combined with Tiger can really power up your Frightfur monsters, because he gives your Frightfurs 400 attack points. Plus, if you fusion him with 3 materials, he can't be targeted or destroyed by other card effects of your opponent's card effects. Then I run 3 Frightfur Tiger. Pretty much powers up all of their Frightfurs by 300 for each Frightfur you have. So that's pretty useful. Because say you have 5 Frightfurs on the field. Times 5 by 3, that's, I want to say 1,500? Yeah, 1,500 each. And if you have 2 Frightfur Tigers, then that's 3,000 each. So yeah, you can really power them up. Next up, 2 Frightfur Wolf. Oh yeah, also another reason I don't really want to use Twin Twister, because for Frightfur Tiger here, when he's fusion summoned, say you use 2 materials, boom, you have an instant Twin Twister right there. Don't even need to discard a card either. Anyway, Frightfur Wolf at 2. Depending on how many monsters you fuse to bring him out, he can attack that many times. So he's a good card to OTK. 1 Frightfur Bear. Forget what he... Oh yeah, he equips a monster, doesn't he? Yeah. Pretty much have him destroy an opponent's monster, and that monster will be equipped to him, and he gains 1,000 attack points. 1 Frightfur Sheep. Pretty much your opponent finds a way to destroy it. Then you can just bring it right back, and it gets stronger every single time. Because it doesn't say... Well, it might just be 3,800, or 2,800, I mean. But how I think it might go... I could be wrong. I haven't run this deck. When these support first came out, I was gonna get Frightfurs, but I thought, they don't seem that good. But it turns out they actually were. So I decided I would now get them. But how I think Frightfur Sheep works, the first time he's destroyed, he always comes back. Don't get me wrong, he always does, but how I think it goes is he's destroyed the first time, he gets 2,800. You destroy him again, he gets 800 more, so putting him at 3,600. Now that's really awesome to do. Frightfur Leo as a burner effect when he's fusion summoned. He can't attack That's what I like about some of these cards. They say they can't attack directly the turn they use their effect, but they can still attack, so that's still good. And then finally 1 Frightfur Chimera. I don't need 2 or 3, although I do have, since the deck came in the mail, I do have a few others. I believe 1 other. Hold on a moment. Yeah, it came with 1 other. It also came with 2 more Frightfur Bears and a Frightfur Wolf. But yeah, that's pretty much how this deck. That's pretty much how this deck works, and some couple strategies for them as well. Well, hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, EpicMan14111 signing out.